Hi guys, and welcome to another Minecraft tutorial. Today I'm going to be going through how to build a villager sorting system, just kind of an add-on to my previous villager breeder tutorial. So there's a few things I want to go through before we start this tutorial about the villager breeder itself. I will put a link to the tutorial for the breeder in the description. I've had a couple of comments asking a few different things, and I've tried to come up with a couple of solutions. The main one being, what happens if the villager doesn't go down the hole if you've just got a single hole like I've done on the tutorial? Sometimes if the baby villager doesn't want to go in there, it can grow up in this section and then you're kind of stuck with extra in here. Now, the best solution for that is to make more of an area they can fall down. So you can either have a hole in each corner, just like this, and then join up the holes into one water stream. So if you dig down here, create a water stream that goes along here and joins up with this before pushing it up into your elevator. Now, other option, you could do that in all four corners, or another option is to actually go one out. So this was the edge of the field, so we go 4 out from the center. And then instead of putting our glass here, we can actually dig down and put the fence posts on the top to stop the grown-up villagers going down. And you can actually do this all the way around. And all it means is you move the glass on each side one further out. And then you can have this dropping down into a big open area with a one big water stream and push them underneath into a single spot up to your elevator. So that is the little edits to the breeder that I've been working on. Now, the next part is the sorter. Now, I'm going to go through a few different things on this. I am going to build this from the beginning, but we're going to start. We've got the collection system here, and then we've got the minecart station. We've also got our killing chamber up here if it's a villager you don't want to keep. And then I'm going to go through two different options. So the first is going to be the simple sorter, where it's going to give us either a kill or a keep section. So if you just want kill or keep and you don't want to organize them by the type of villager, I will go through that first. And then after that, I will go through the next section of if you want to build a breeder and sorter that organizes them into all the different types. So we've got the purple coats, the black aprons, white aprons, brown coats, white coats, and then the kill chamber. So we're going to go through how to do all this. So now we can get started with the tutorial. So this is my ground level here, and this chamber underneath is our flow that comes in from the villager breeder. So they're going to move along the little water stream to here. The babies are going to stop here, and when they grow up they're going to move up. So we need to build the elevator up now. Now, depending on how high you want the tracks, depends on how high the elevator needs to be. For me, this height here is where my tracks are going to be on top. Then I can stand on ground level for all the controls. So the first thing you need to do is place a block just here like this with your dispenser facing in that direction, and that is going to dispense the minecart out to catch the villagers from the chamber. So now we will start the elevator. So the actual elevator I've built out of glass, then it actually fits in nicely with the colours, because I like to build it out of white, but you can build it out of anything. I like to be able to see the villagers coming up, so I usually use glass for that. All we need to do for this is to alternate between sign and water all the way up like that, and then we just carry on building our tower up. Now, for the height that I've done, it uses 3 signs from ground level. That's the first one. It'll go 3 signs up. So we need water sign like this. Just build it up a little bit higher. And we have water again. then a sign like that. Now the next water block is going to be our flow, so we need to leave that one open like this and build this so it is too high, and then you can put your roof on like that. That will stop the villagers from bouncing too high. They will go up, hit that, and it'll make it a lot easier for them to come out. So this then needs to come across to where your chamber's going to be. Now we head down to the dispenser. Put your blocks again. This one block under the dispenser, pull that out by 4. And then place your rails on. So place 2 powered rails on here like that with a lever underneath to keep that switched on. And then this next one needs to go up. So if you place a block here like this with a rail on and a rail there to get that up, and then we can destroy this one. Place another block over that one, and again here, and then we need a rail there, a rail there, and then a rail there to join up. So this is the shape you need the rails to be. This then can actually be as long as you want, but I kind of like to stick it quite short that it doesn't take up too much space. So the next block here is going to be a powered rail. You need a lever on this one. Switch that on. Then we need to go 1 block up with another powered rail on like that, and then this is where the village is going to drop down later. So this block here is where the villagers are going to land. So you need to place whatever blocks you want to block them in. Again, I still use glass because it's transparent, so the villagers can be seen, and also if they do glitch into the block, they're not going to die very easily, and they're not going to take damage when the minecart picks them up and takes them through the block here. So that is our down chamber, so we just need to build this up, and that is where the villager is going to drop down. Now if you do this higher, if this is 3 blocks tall, the villagers will take a bit of damage when they drop down from the water flow, so try to stick to the 2 block height and just edit the rest of it to fit in with. So now the water flow that gets them down here, what we need to do is place a sign on that block there, and our water on this block above the sign, and that will stop there. Now when the villager comes up, they will be pushed along and down into the hole, wait, and then you just fill this section in and put a roof on it so they can't hop up and down in the water. It just makes it a little bit faster. So if we test out this section now, we place in a couple of villagers down here. A couple, actually, try and get a few babies as well, and you can see where they stop. You can see as they get pushed along, the babies will stop in this section here. They can't actually reach up. The grown-up villagers will work their way along like this, and they will sit in that block. Now if you do get too many villagers in there, they will get crushed to death unless you've got that switched off with commands. So you need to keep an eye on how many villagers you've got and try to keep this going. You can turn it off down here if it's full. You can always add something in to stop any more villagers coming up. So the next part we need to do now is our drop down, and we can build our minecart tracks. So the next section is the drop down section for the villagers once they are in a minecart. So from there we need to go 2 down from this block and then come across here. This one needs to be 2 powered rails, then you can place a normal rail just after that. Now underneath this powered rail you need to go down 2 blocks and destroy that one. Come along like that, and we need to place redstone dust on them 2 blocks there. Place a block just in front of that redstone with a redstone torch on top. another block on top of that torch, and then a sticky piston facing towards the tracks on top of that block there. And then attached to the sticky piston, you just place 2 blocks up like this. Now this design is just so the villagers come in and they will hit the wall and drop down specifically on that, which means when you flip the lever to make them go, this block will retract, and because they're up against the wall, the minecart won't get stuck. It won't just sit there, it will actually push along the track to the next section. So all we need now is to extend our minecart track out. So now we've got the section of the track built like this. I do make it quite small for ease of use. Then when I'm stood on my block here, everything when it's fully built should be easy accessible without me moving around. So that's why I've done it this side. Now this block, the second block with the powered rails on, just make sure you place a button on there, and that will just, as you can see, activate that when you want to send the villager going. So that will light it long enough and retract that block. So we've got a couple of powered rails here just to make sure they're going at a decent speed and they don't get stuck on the track. Now the first design I'm going to show you is how to do it if you just want a kill chamber and a keep section rather than all the extra stuff of sorting out into different villages. So when your track goes around like this, you need to have one turn which is going to go to the kill chamber, and then another turn like this which is going to be your keep section, and you're going to have areas there to connect to that and wherever you're going to collect them or send your villagers. So the kill chamber is going to be here. I'm going to get that built now and then I'll talk you through it. Okay, so here we have a killing chamber. Now it is going to be slightly different each time depending on where the villager lands. So what I did here was to build the main part, which is just our hoppers around like this with the cactus in the middle, and make sure they're going at a decent speed. So we've got our tracks, powered rails going in like this all the way up to the cactus. So when you send the villager over, what you need to do is, before you build all the glass and everything, send the villager over and see where they land. So if we just destroy this like this, and we add a hopper in again like that. So it was like this. We've got our chest ready and we just place a villager down and send them in the minecart, and you can see what block they land on. So sometimes they will land here, sometimes on this side, but I found that on each game or each server they always land in the same spot. So on here they landed on that one. When I tried this out in another world, they always landed on this spot here. So the spot that they land on, you need to place a magma block, and that will kill them. Then go leave the bottom gap like that and just build a circle of glass around like that. Now you can use fences for this, but with fences not being a full block, they can actually stand slightly off the magma block and just stand there and not die. So that's why using the glass is the best. And then you see, we place another villager and send that down. It should glitch in and the magma block will kill him, and the hoppers here will pick up the minecart. Now if you do need the magma block where a hopper would be, you can place a hopper minecart underneath that just in case it lands, just in case the minecart lands on that block, but 99% of the time it's going to get sucked up by this hopper with the rail on here. So that is our kill chamber. Okay, so the next section we are going to build is the redstone for this corner here. This is just to decide whether you want to send to the kill chamber or to your little keep area. So from here, this second powered rail just needs a button on, that is your activation for this. So as you can see, when we press that, it activates the redstone, removes that block, and that will send your villager around to where you're going. So the next bit we need is the redstone for here. So I generally go from this middle block here and try and have my lever at this level, kind of around here. So if we start at our track here, which is the bit we want to move. We need to go 2 blocks down, destroy this, and place a redstone torch on that one right there. Then from there we need to place a block on an angle like that, and then another one next to it with a repeater there. And then from this one we need to go down here and down once more and place redstone dust on them 3 blocks there. One more block here like this, and we need to go up like this to here. Just check that when you do that, that is the level you're going to have. Leave it on like that, and we can destroy them 3. We need to place a sticky piston on that block facing down, and then a redstone block on that as well. And then when we go up and we press our lever, that will flick our switch here. Then all you can do once you've done that is fill in your floor on this section, because that is now finished, so we don't need to mess in that bit anymore. So all we need now is to place a sign here. So we need kill is that way, and then that way is keep. So that is the section done. Now if it is just kill and keep and you don't want to sort the actual colours of the villagers, this is the section complete. So if we fill in, we've got minecart somewhere, fill this up with our minecarts. Now if you want more than 9 in this, you can just place a hopper on top, and then you can get in there, just place a double chest like that, and then you can fill this whole section, this whole chest with minecarts. Then it just makes it less likely that you're going to need to fill it up very quick. So the next thing we need to do is to get the redstone to activate and send a minecart out to this area over here. Now you can just put a button on that block if you want to run back and do it, but I tend to put redstone underneath so I can reach the button without running around. So the redstone for the next section is really simple. So if we go underneath the dropper here, go down 2 blocks and destroy that one, then just place a redstone torch on here. Then we need to go one more down there and bring that over to where you want your button to be. Now because this glass block is where I'm going to be stored, I'm going to have a block here for later. I can reach that one, I can reach the button, so I put the button on this block here, then it's easily reachable. So all we need to do for this is to connect these up and place redstone dust all the way along like this, and then that redstone needs to go directly underneath the block with the button on. So put that there, and then when we press that, it'll send a minecart out. Now if you have got minecarts backed up, it can be a little bit of a problem. So let's just remove these guys and test it again. You can see the minecart will come out, grab a villager, and he will land in there and wait. Then when you're ready to send him to the kill chamber, we press this button, and there we have our kill villager. So that is that section done, and again, once this is done, you can just fill in your ground level like this, just to keep it nice and neat, and you know that that section's done. So the next thing we need now is the sorter. So if you do want a sorting system for the different villagers, there are 5 different colours of villagers which you can organise quite easily using an item frame. So we have the item frame on this block. That's what it's that for. I use an arrow is the easiest. So place an arrow in there. And then we need a comparator coming out of the back of this block, like that. Then we need to build the rest of the tracks. So I will get that done quickly. Okay, so now we have the rails built. So all you need to do from this block here where you've got the comparator coming out, so you need the comparator, then 2 blocks out is where your rails are going to be. Then you go 1 across from that, and this is going to be your first track out. So what you need to do is when you build it, so on this block, you need to make sure when it comes in from that direction and up, then you have another L shape like this. Now the problem with these is the direction that the blocks turn with the redstone actually depends on the direction you're facing. So I tried this in a few different directions, and this exact design only works when they are coming in from the east and traveling west, or if they are coming from the south traveling north. So if I did it the other direction and made this the other way round on this side, so they were coming on from the north and traveling south, when you hook the redstone up, these are all backwards, so it kind of messes up the design a little bit. So make sure they are coming from south and traveling north, or from the east to travel west. So the next thing we need to do is the redstone for this. So in each of these entrances we need a repeater and then just a line of redstone dust along to join that to the comparator. Then as you can see, when we turn the arrow, the different strengths power the different rails and send it in a different direction. So that is all the redstone you need for this. So usually once I've done this, I will build a wall with my details on. So because these have 5 different directions, we'll place our item frames like this with our arrows in. So our first one is going to be like this, and as you follow the rail, this is going to send it in for the keep section. This is going to send it in, and it's going to go down this first one there. So our first rail in this direction is going to be our purple coat villager. So the next one, if we turn that in that direction, that lights this first repeater and makes that one turn, which means it's going to come along here, jump through and go down the second one. So this one is going to be our white coat villager. The next one, because each turn on it gives it one extra redstone signal, it's going to be 2 clicks of that to the next one. So instead of it being, it's powered to the middle part, it'll be powered to the next repeater. So it's going to be down like that. You can see there. That then turns this one, so it's going to come along, skip that, and it's going to go down that track there. So that's going to be our white apron. Again, in that direction. So we take this one. It's going to be black apron. Like that. And then the last one, oops, it's facing upwards. As you can see, it's going to go along, skip all of them, and go straight instead. If you do want this lining up, as long as it goes straight here, you can turn it up this way manually. The direction that, once they're on this section, the direction they go in is up to you, so it depends on how you want your storage to be. So they can be sent anywhere. So this one is going to be, what's left, the brown coat. So our farmers and stuff, and that is your different directions. So that is the actual thing complete. So all you need to do now is get all your villagers ready. Let's just put a load in here like that, and then we can get it tested. So let's jump down here, stand on our block, and all we need to do is press the button, wait for our minecart to come across. It will sit there. So we have a brown coat. So we've got our information here. Brown coat needs to be facing up. Make sure that is on keep and not kill. Press your button and away he goes. He will go along into the brown coat section. Next one. Wait for the minecart to come along. Purple coat. So he needs to be in that one. Press our button. We will send it to the first one. Go in. Nitwit. So he is a kill. We don't want to keep him. So we flick it over that way, press the button, and he will go to the kill chamber. Make sure you flick it back once you've sent one to the kill chamber so you don't accidentally send them to the wrong section. Let's keep going again. White coat. So we need to be on this one. Now we send him along in that direction. So there we have our villager sorting system. So once all that is done, you have then got all your villagers in the right place, and you can set up a trading system or send them wherever you want them to go. And it's nice and simple, and once it's all built, you don't have to move, you don't have to do anything except stand here. Now keep an eye on your minecarts. Once they are empty, you'll be able to empty out from your kill chamber. They will be collected, but you will have to collect any you need over here yourself. So that is the villager breeder complete. So that is the complete sorting system done. So we have the nice simple section, the keep and kill if you don't want to organise them, or then you can add on this section if you want them organising into specific colours. But it does take up quite a big space. You can compact it if you want a little bit and kind of make them a little bit closer together, remove some of the tracks if you want. But I found this to be the best design for what I needed. So if you've got any comments or any problems with it at all, feel free to leave a comment below and I will get back to all of you. I will reply to every single one. As soon as possible. And if you have any improvements or anything, you can also feel free to comment on that as well. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you did like the video, and as always, don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials or more episodes on the Junecraft server, and please hit that thumbs up button because those likes really do help. So thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time.